and bet we're gonna be testing this out for 24 hours. It is definitely a different texture than I thought it would be.
I'll most likely do a waterproof test.
Hi guys, welcome to Emmarie Lane, where my goal is to find you the best beauty products for the best prices. And today we're gonna be battling the Maybelline TattooStudio Eyebrow Pencil versus the Revlon ColorStay Eyebrow Pencil. When I reviewed the Maybelline Brow Pencil back forever ago, I don't remember how long it's been. It's been a long time. Everyone was obsessed with it, but there are a couple like little tiny things I wish I could change about that pencil, and I'm hoping the Revlon will have those changes based on reviews I've read. So let's get into it. Okay, so I think I'm going to be doing the Revlon on the right and the Maybelline on the left. Starting off with the Maybelline. I got it in the shade blonde this time. So I've talked about it before. For whatever reason, the TattooStudio line runs super dark, and I can never figure out exactly what shade I need because the light brown, whatever shade that is, the lightest brown they have for supposedly brunettes, a lot of times looks like a little too dark for me. I feel like this is a good shade. Oh, I do want to apply just a little tiny bit of brow glue first because my hairs are insane. I'm not gonna go overboard because I don't want to necessarily like help the product stay better, but my brows need it. And I know for a fact this brow glue, which I love to death, does not last 24 hours. It doesn't claim to. I don't expect it to. So we'll see if these brow pencils can help keep this look looking like this. The Maybelline TattooStudio Sharpenable. Yes, it sharpens. It does not twist. You sharpen it. Delivers up to 36 hours to wear. It's waterproof with an impact of brow pigments. Now, easier than ever to achieve long-lasting, defined brows. Comes with a spoolie built in. Is available in 6 ultra-performing shades that show up on even diverse skin tones. Okay, we always love that. It features a washable formula when used with the waterproof makeup remover. Well, I guess kind of obvious. Anyway, and on Amazon, it is priced at $6.69. I've mentioned this before, but I always recommend checking Amazon prices before you shop anywhere else for makeup because a lot of times theirs is the cheapest option. And you bet we're gonna be testing this out for 24 hours. So I want to be slightly heavy-handed. I don't want to go too crazy, but I don't want to be so light that I actually miss spots and then it looks like it's faded when it really hasn't. I will say this pencil doesn't do the absolute best job at covering up my scar, but it's probably because it's in the shade blonde. And I don't remember that happening with the brunette, the lightest brunette shade. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. So it might just be because it's just a little too light to cover up because it's too close to my skin tone. I don't know. That's a little better. Moving on. I got this one in the shade soft brown because that seemed like the best option compared to the Maybelline one. Oh, and just ignore like silver gray hair. That is for my Halloween costume that I wore on Saturday that I have not washed out yet and probably won't for another couple days, and just trying to cover up as best I can, and it's clearly not working. I already kind of like this better just because it looks prettier, but I'm gonna ignore that. It's more warm toned, but it'll work. It's fine. According to Ulta's website, it's so easy to find your brows with the ColorStay Brow Pencil. Anyone can do it. The natural buildable coverage fills for gorgeous arches. Create precise hair-like strokes and use the angled tip to fill in the brows. The pencil is automatic, which is what I want in a pencil. Don't like having to sharpen my pencil. It's very annoying. It also comes with a spoolie, so it's also dual-ended. It's long-wearing, waterproof. Formula lasts up for 24 hours without budging. And it goes for $10.49 on Ulta, and it ranges between $5 and $6 on Amazon. So like I said, shop at Amazon. Freaking fly. It is definitely a different texture than I thought it would be. It's a lot more waxy. With these kind of twist up pencils, I feel like they normally aren't this heavy on the wax. Not that it's a bad thing. I think that helps with the waterproofness, but it was just kind of surprising. It is very similar to the Maybelline one when it comes to how it feels on the brows and how it feels applying it. It's just in a smaller, thinner pencil, so it's a little bit easier to control. Obviously, I still somehow kind of went too heavy. Oh my goodness, this fly. You had some warning. If you're a little bit more careful, I think it would be easy to apply. I got a little too excited. So here's what the brows look like up close. I think both shades actually work for me. I think it depends on what kind of look I want. So I think if you're a lighter brunette, go with the blonde for the Maybelline one. I'm gonna put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. It is currently 10:56. Got the rest of my makeup on. Everything looks good. I will say the Maybelline brow side looks a little bit softer, but it might just be because it's more cool toned, and so it's like it's a little bit less noticeable. I like how both brows look. I mean, so far so good. They're both good looking. The formulas are very similar. I'm gonna go about my day. I'll do a check-in halfway through the day in natural lighting outside, and we'll see if we can like make this last 24 hours. Stay to the end of the video to see what happens. I will see you in just a second.
Fun fact, right now where I live, we have severe windstorms. Like we got a warning on it this morning, and so I'm kind of like scared to go off the porch because I don't want it to be super crazy loud. Let's talk about the brows. Things are looking beautiful. Nothing's really budged. It's been 6 hours already somehow. I don't know how. Because of how well things are going, I think on top of doing just like a 24-hour test, I'll most likely do a waterproof test too, because we need to see how these will hold up in water. That's one of their like main promises. The lighting's not the most like bright right now because it's all cloudy. I think out of both brows, I think I actually like how this one's turning out a little bit more in natural lighting. This one, you can see that my scar just kind of pokes through more than I would absolutely love. If I got a darker shade, probably wouldn't be an issue. Or if my scar was smaller, it probably wouldn't be an issue either, but there's nothing I can do about that. I've tried. So far, I'm very, very happy with the results, and I'm excited to do the waterproof test.
It is currently 1:43. It's late. I shouldn't have stayed up this late. This is what the brows look like. I'm ridiculously impressed, I would say. The Maybelline, oh my goodness. You can see where I scratched my forehead a little bit ago. Ignore that. It's been like 15 hours. I would say out of either of them, the Maybelline one's struggling more technically because it's kind of separated a little bit right here. Just a little bit, and also on that scar, but it's been struggling with the scar from the beginning. I'm gonna do 24 hours, like I am. I'm gonna go carefully wash my face. We don't need to scrub the brows. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and crossing my fingers we'll be able to do a waterproof test because everything looks so good. I'm super excited. And if all works out, we'll have 2 eyebrow pencils that last at least 24 hours. So we'll see. I'll see you in just a second. It has officially been almost exactly 24 hours. Come on, focus. Look! So obviously my brow gel is gone, and so my brows look a little bit different because the hairs have shifted, but the pigment's still there. So we're gonna do a waterproof test real fast. I haven't gotten ready really besides like braiding my hair real fast because I didn't want to put on makeup just to, you know, spray it off. Here we go. I think my face is wet. Hold on, I get it. Nothing's really budging except for where my scar is. That kind of melted off. Okay, let's just go like this. Nothing's coming off. Oh, a little bit came off right there. Just a tiny bit. Okay, let's try this side. Oh, whoops. Okay, so this is definitely coming off when I touch it. If I left alone, it would be fine, but this one doesn't come off nearly as easy when you touch it. Both are good for different reasons. For waterproof days, like if I was like going to the beach or something like that, I would lean towards this one just because of how that little test just like turned out. For everyday stuff, I would probably go for the Revlon one because it's a little bit easier to use, it looks a little bit more natural, and it seems to stick to the skin better versus the Maybelline one doesn't. And if I had to pick one, for most of the time I'm gonna go with the Revlon just because it's a little bit easier to use. You don't have to freaking sharpen it, and I just like the shades better. Speaking of brow products, if you want to see a dupe battle between the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Wax versus a possible dupe, you can click right here. I'll link everything I talked about in the description box below. Those links are affiliate links, so I do get a small percentage of the profits if you use my link to buy the product, but it does not affect you in any way. I love you guys so much, and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye! Mwah.